procedure for finding the general solution. First, we write the partial differential equation in the form PP plus QQ equal to R. That is a standard form. And identify what is capital P, capital Q, and capital R. That is step 1. Step 2, we write the auxiliary equation as dx by P equal to dy by Q equal to dz by R. That is the second step. Okay. Step 3, solving the simultaneous system of equations and getting the solution u of xyz equal to C1 and v of xyz equal to C2, such that u and v are linearly independent. So from this set of equations, choose two suitable equations and solve them for u and v. That is step 3. Now, after getting u and v, you can write the general solution as phi of uv equal to 0, where phi is an arbitrary function. So this is the procedure of solving a Lagrange's linear partial differential equation. Okay. Now we go to the examples. I think I cover the first one. Now we look at the second one. Differential equation x into y square minus z square plus y into z square minus x square minus z into x square minus y square equal to 0. So this is clearly an equation of the form PP plus QQ equal to R. So in this equation, one term is missing in this question. That is dou z by dou x is here. Okay. Actually, you look here. This is the question. X into y square minus z square into P plus y into z square minus x square into Q minus z into x square minus y square equal to 0. So that is the question. Okay. So this is an equation of the form PP plus QQ equal to R. And we identify capital P, capital Q, capital R. So what is capital P? X into y square minus z square. Okay. And capital Q is y into z square minus x square. And we take this term to the right side. And that is our R. That is z into x square minus y square. Is it clear? So by understanding that this is an equation of the standard form, we should notch capital P, capital Q, capital R. Okay. And we write the auxiliary equation as dx by P equal to dy by Q equal to dz by R. Okay. And that is this one. Dx by x into y square minus z square equal to dy by y into z square minus x square equal to dz by z into x square minus y square. We may write that is equal to a constant. Anyway, we have these auxiliary equations. Now, suitable grouping can be made in order to get a simple differential equation which can be easily solved. That is our objective. Okay. Now, in this case, we are applying a particular rule that if we have a result in ratio of proportion that if A by B equal to C by D, A by B equal to C by D, each ratio equal to A plus C by B plus D. Okay. So that is generally referred as componendo dividendo rule in ratio of proportions. Similar rules can be applied with the scalar multiplication also. So in this case, we look at the denominator. If we multiply this term by x and this term by y and this term by z, and on adding, you will get 0. So we look at such factors which can generate the denominator as 0, so that numerator can be taken as a factor proportional to 0. Okay. So in this case, we are multiplying both sides by x, numerator and denominator. So the numerator become x dx plus y dy plus z dz. And what about the denominator? X square into y square minus z square plus y square into z square minus x square plus z square into x square minus y square. So on adding these two, we'll get 0. So what we get is x dx plus y dy plus z dz equal to 0. Okay, so what we get is x dx plus y dy plus z dz equal to 0. On integrating that, because we can equate this x dx plus y dy plus z dz equal to 0. Because this is proportional to 0, that is why we are writing that the constant into 0, so that is equal to 0. So this is a variable separable differential equation which can be solved by direct integration. So on integrating, we get x square by 2, y square by 2, z square by 2. We are removing that 2 and take that to the right side. We get the solution as x square plus y square plus z square. I think you understand the step. So this is our auxiliary equation. What we do is we are making a proportionate ratio to these three. As dx by this, dy by this, dz by this, each ratio equal to another term, that is x dx plus y dy plus z dz divided by x into y square minus z square plus y into z square minus z square plus z into x square minus y square. And that term is 0. So what we get is x dx plus y dy plus z dz is proportional to 0, that is equal to 0. Okay, so that leads to this equation. So we get one solution from the auxiliary equation, that is x square plus y square plus z square equal to a. Now we have to determine one more solution, that is our v, and for that we look at these factors. We simply add these factors by excluding the common factor x, y, z. You will get again 0. So what I do is we take that x to the numerator. I am writing this ratio as dx by x in the numerator divided by y square minus z square. So I consider y square minus z square alone in the denominator. I am writing this term as dx by x divided by y square minus z square equal to dy by y, the whole divided by z square minus x square, and here dz by z, the whole divided by x square minus y square. So I interpret these equations like that. What is the result? I simply add the numerators dx by x plus dy by y plus dz by z. That is the numerator. Okay. What about the denominators? Sum of denominators, y square minus z square plus z square minus x square plus x square minus y square. That is 0, which indicates that dx by x plus dy by y plus dz by z is proportional to 0. That is k into 0, that is equal to 0. I think you understand the step.
Sir,
That is
doubt.
Yes. Parnam.
ഫസ്റ്റ് എക്സ് ഡി എക്സ് എഴുതിയപ്പോ ഇപ്പുറത്തെ ആർ എച്ച് എസില് എക്സ് സ്ക്വയർ വരണ്ടേ?
വേണം ഇവിടെ ഇത് എഴുതിയിട്ടില്ല അല്ലേ, അതൊരു മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ആണ്. കാരണം ഇത് ഇങ്ങനെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ വി കാൺ ഗെറ്റ് 0. ഓക്കെ, എക്സ് സ്ക്വയർ ഉണ്ട്, എക്സ് സ്ക്വയർ ഇൻറ്റു വൈ സ്ക്വയർ മൈനസ് ഇസെഡ് സ്ക്വയർ പ്ലസ് വൈ സ്ക്വയർ ഇൻറ്റു ഇസെഡ് സ്ക്വയർ മൈനസ് എക്സ് സ്ക്വയർ പ്ലസ് ഇസെഡ് സ്ക്വയർ ഇൻറ്റു എക്സ് സ്ക്വയർ മൈനസ് വൈ സ്ക്വയർ എന്നാണ്. ഓക്കെ, understand?
Okay, sir. മനസ്സിലായി.
Then only the denominator becomes 0. Otherwise, it is not 0. Okay? We are multiplying both sides by x and adding. Then we will get numerator is proportional to denominator. That is the idea. We are choosing suitable multiplication so that the numerator is proportional to 0. Okay?
Okay, sir. മനസ്സിലായി.
Yes. In this case, dx by x plus dy by y plus dz by z is proportional to 0. So this is again variable separable. So on integration, what we get? Integral of 1 by x, that is log x. So log x plus log y plus log z, which is a constant, we may write it as log b. So this is log of xyz equal to log b, that is xyz equal to a constant. Okay, so we have two solutions obtained from the auxiliary equations which are independent, x square plus y square plus z square and xyz. So our general solution is phi of x square plus y square plus z square comma xyz equal to 0. So that is the general solution for this partial differential equation. Okay. Now I'll take one simple one, that is look at the problem 3. Find the general solution of the partial differential equation p by x square plus q by y square equal to z. Okay. Here it is very clear that this is an equation of the form pp plus qq equal to r, where capital P is 1 by x square and capital Q is 1 by y square and capital R is z. Okay. So this is our partial differential equation and it is of this particular format. So we notch P, Q, R. Now we write the auxiliary equation. Dx by P equal to dy by Q equal to dz by R. Okay. So PQRR 1 by x square, 1 by y square is z. So I take this to this form, x square dx, y square dy equal to dz by z. So in this case, we can choose the first two or like any method. And here what we do is we are taking the first and last. That combination is that grouping is done here. X square dx equal to dz by z. X square dx equal to dz by. We are taking the first and last step to get the first solution. So variable separable on left side x alone, right side z alone. Okay, so x cube by 3 log z plus log a. So I am writing this as z. I am taking exponential on both sides. So what we get is at this step we are getting e raised to x cube by 3 and e raised to log z into a constant. So e raised to log z is z. Now that z is taken to the other side. That is e raised to x cube by 3 by z is a constant. Understand? E raised to x cube by 3 divided by z is a constant. That is, this is our c. Okay. So this is our u equal to a constant. By the same procedure, because instead of x square we have y square, we are taking y square dy equal to dz by z. We will get a solution similar to this, that is e raised to y cube by 3 by z. So that we will get two solutions, u and v. One is e raised to x cube by 3 by z and another one is e raised to y cube by 3 by z. Both are independent and the general solution can be written as phi of e raised to x cube by 3 by z, comma e raised to y cube by 3 by z equal to 0. So this is the idea of finding general solution to the given partial differential equation. Yeah, we look at the question, why is it p minus x z q equal to xy? So in this equation, capital P equal to yz and capital Q equal to minus xz and capital R is xy. Okay, because this is an equation of the form pp plus qq equal to r. So you have to identify capital P, capital Q, capital R as p equal to yz, q equal to minus xz and r equal to xy. Then we write the auxiliary equation. This is the auxiliary equation. Dx by yz equal to dy by minus xz equal to dz by xy. Okay. So this is the auxiliary equation. Now we grouping the set of equations suitably in order to find out u and v. And in this case, we group the first and second. That is dx by yz equal to dy by minus xz. Grouping like that. So z is common, so it get cancelled. Dy by y equal to dx by minus x. So variable separable. I'm taking this minus x to the left side and y to the right side. So what you get, x dx plus y dy equal to 0. Is it clear? Dx by y equal to dy by minus x, and we take minus x to this side and plus y to this side. So what you get, x dx plus y dy equal to 0. which is an exactly integrable ordinary differential equation. So on integrating, what you get x square by 2 plus y square by 2 equal to a constant. So 2 get cancelled, you get x square plus y square equal to c. Okay. So after writing the auxiliary equation, we group the first two and integrate. We get x square plus y square equal to c1. Similarly, we group the first and the third. First and the third. Okay. That is dx by yz equal to dz by xy. Dx by yz and dz by xy. So y is common and y is cancelled. So what you get is dx by z equal to dz by x. Here again, I take x to this side, that x dx equal to z dz, which can be written as x dx minus z dz equal to 0. On integrating, as in the previous case, we get x square by 2 minus z square by 2 equal to a constant. That can be written as x square minus z square equal to a constant. Understand? So here we have x square plus y square equal to a constant, and here we have x square minus z square equal to a constant. And both are clearly independent. And we write the solution. Generally, we write 5, and here writing f. That doesn't matter. You may write f of or phi of, whatever may be that. Phi of x square plus y square, comma, x square minus z square equal to 0. So that's the general solution of the equation. Okay. So this is the idea of solving this partial differential equation. Now we look at one more question, that is find the general solution of z minus y into p plus x minus z into q equal to y minus x. Z minus y into p plus x minus z into q equal to y minus x. Okay. Here again, it is clearly an equation of the form pp plus qq equal to r. And what is p here? It's very clear. This is z minus y, and q is x minus z, and r is y minus x. It's clear? So p, q, r are identified. Now, after identifying p, q, r, next step is writing auxiliary equation. So I am writing the auxiliary equation like this: dx divided by z minus y, dy divided by x minus z, dz divided by y minus x. So grouping as in the previous case is not possible in this. It's very clear, because in the previous question, we are grouping like this. We are grouping these two and then first and third. But such a grouping is not possible in this example, because if you group these two, here it is a difference of z and y, and here we have x and z. And from these two grouping, that z is not possible. So in this case, what we do is we have to make equivalent ratios where the numerator is proportional to 0. So we look at the denominator. It is very easy to understand that the sum of the denominators is 0. That is z minus y, x minus h, y minus x. So it is very easy to understand that the sum of the denominators is 0. So we can take the one proportion or one multiplier dx, dy, dz. We simply add them. That is a multiplier 1, 1, 1, the idea. Okay. Anyway, each of these ratio equal to dx plus dy plus dz divided by, because the component dividend rule means if we make a scalar multiplication in the numerator, we apply the same on the denominator. If we make any addition on the or subtraction on the numerator, we make the same on the denominator. That's the idea. Okay. So what we do is dx plus dy plus dz divided by z minus y plus x minus z plus y minus x. Actually, this is simply a property of ratios or proportions. Okay. But dx plus dy plus dz divided by z minus y plus x minus z plus y minus x, which means that dx plus dy plus dz is proportional to 0. That's the idea. That is proportional to 0. So dx plus dy plus dz, we write equal to 0. Proportional to 0 means a multiple of 0. So it is 0. So we have the one equation as dx plus dy plus dz equal to 0. On integrating, you will get x plus y plus z equal to a constant. Is clear? X plus y plus z equal to a constant. So that is our one solution. Now, to get the another solution, again we are to make some suitable multiplication because z minus y, x minus z, y minus x are the term. So if you multiply the first term by x, second term by y, third term by z, and again by the means of symmetry of the terms, the sum is 0. You clear? X into z minus y plus y into x minus z and z into y minus x. That is also 0. So we make that proportionality ratio, that is x dx plus y dy plus z dz divided by x into y, z minus y plus y into x minus z plus z into y minus x. That ratio is equal to this, which indicates that x dx plus y dy plus z dz equal to is proportional to 0, because this is the term in the numerator, this is the term in the denominator. So denominator 0 means numerator is proportional to, actually this ratio indicates that dx is proportional to this, dy is proportional to this, dz is proportional to this. If you have one more ratio equivalent to this, like x dx plus y dy plus dz divided by 0, the indication is that x dx plus y dy plus z dz is proportional to 0. That is what we have written here. So x dx plus y dy plus z dz equal to 0. Again, it is variable separable differential equation. So on integrating, we get x square by 2 plus y square by 2 plus z square by 2 equal to a constant. We take that 2 to the right side. So we get x square plus y square plus z square. So we get the second solution as x square plus y square plus z square equal to a constant. Whereas the first solution is x plus y plus z is a constant. Okay. So we have two solutions. X plus y plus z is a constant. X square plus y square plus z square is a constant. Okay, so the general solution is phi of x plus y plus z comma x square plus y square plus z square equal to 0. Instead of phi here writing f, that doesn't matter. You can write any function, any notation for that. Only thing is in the case of first order equation, we have only a single arbitrary function. Okay, so phi of x plus y plus z comma x square plus y square plus z square equal to 0 is the general solution of the given partial differential equation. So this idea of solving Lagrange's linear partial differential equation Pp plus Qq equal to R using this method. How to solve? Okay, partial differential equation obtained from. This is a differential equation having two arbitrary constants. Okay, so two arbitrary constants ulla equation aanu. We have to eliminate A and B so that we get the solution. I think the answer is C. This is a square into P square plus Q square plus 1 equal to R square. Okay. Question number 2. Look here. A partial differential equation can be formulated from a function with at least n variables, where n equal to. And there you can answer them.
2.
Yes, because a partial differential equation can be formulated from a function with at least two variables. Because one variable it is an order differential equation, so we should have at least two variables. Okay. Then third question, first order partial differential equation is not represented by this equation. That is also, it is clear. You simply look at the definition of first order. What about the first question? This contains second order derivatives. So it is of a second order differential equation. And the question is first order partial derivative is not represented by L. Okay. About the C and D are first order, because here this is first order, first degree, and the last one is first order and second degree, because dou u by dou x the whole square is there, so it is second degree. But the a part is, it is a second order, because dou square u by dou x dou y is there. So the answer is the first one, A. It is not represented by this. This is a second order differential equation. Clear? Then a partial differential equation contain at least two partial differential coefficient, one ordinary differential coefficient, one constant term, one partial differential coefficient. So it should contain at least one partial differential coefficient. That is a partial differential equation. Okay. Then this is again a problem of which requires some steps solution. That is again a method of elimination of arbitrary constants. So this is log function. You simply write it as a into log b plus log y minus 1 minus log 1 minus x. We expand it like that and try to differentiate with respect to x and with respect to y. I'll get the answer maybe p into 1 minus x into q into 1 minus y, that is b. The answer may be b. Okay. Anyway, these are the questions. All these questions are simply to understand the basic concepts regarding partial differential equations.